Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Sandy and I'm back with a flip through of a journal I made. I made this one out of a vintage book. I used the entire cover and including the spine. I did a little bit of embossing, gold embossing on the spine and also on the corners. I also used some gilding wax and some ink to kind of grunge up the cover a little bit. And then the closure is just a fabric ribbon. And on the cover, I included a couple of book pages and this pretty bird playing card. So there's a couple of dictionary pages and then this really gorgeous book page. Inside, this is a little wallpaper envelope that I sewed up and it's attached with some tape that flips out. On this side, I have a current, I think they're called fold-it notes. And they're great for in journaling. So this is just a book page. In this pocket back here, I have a vintage doily, and this is a printable of a receipt. It's printed on ivory paper, ivory colored paper. And then in this pocket here, I just have some scrap pieces of paper, ledger, and some music paper. I glued a little label there, did a little bit of collage here. In this pocket, I have some more scrap paper, some tea-dyed notebook paper, a little bit of wallpaper, a little more collage. This is a vintage postcard, and it's really beautiful. It's unused. I love it. And this is just a book page that I glued some paper on the back and sewed it around just to make a journal card. A little bit of fabric. This is a vintage calling card, and on the back is this really neat, I'm not sure if it's a drawing or what, but it's very sweet. It's kind of grungy, but I love it. This is just a book page flip. And then some more writing space, fabric tab. This is a page from a Spanish book, or rather a book in Spanish. So this journal has 4 signatures, and it's actually a hollow back journal. I'll go into that more later. A little scrap journal card here, and some vintage notebook paper here. In this pocket, I have a vintage book page. It's a little frail, but these are great to use for collage. I love the fonts. This envelope I left open, and inside I have some printable tickets, or printable labels rather. This is a vintage Denison tab. So just some fun things to play with. And then in this pocket, some embossed paper. This was a fun little project that I found on Ruby and Pearl XO. This is made with book pages, and it's just a little flip and with pockets. And I have a little ticket, vintage playing card, a little button envelope, and another vintage ticket in here. In this pocket, I have a book illustration that I backed with some parchment paper, another book page, and some braille on craft. This is just a little book page illustration that I added some notebook paper to for some hidden journaling. This is a printable, and there are actually several printables in this journal, and I'm terrible at remembering whose is whose, so in the description box below I will list my favorites, and they're really good ones. So vintage ledger scrap, some wrapping paper, a little receipt, and this is a really neat page from a book, from a bird book. I just added a little tab on the side. Some coffee dyed notebook paper. In this pocket, there's a botanical envelope. And this is some vintage wallpaper I just glued down there. And this is a fabric pocket that I did a little bit of a collage on. And inside I have this really neat printable, more music paper. Can you tell it's a favorite? And then this kind of grungy envelope. And inside I put a tab just on some notebook paper so to make it easy to get in and out. A stamp, a book from a stamp book, blah, page from a stamp book. And for the binding on these, even the knots are hidden. The knots are inside, so you won't see any strings or anything. This is a vintage coaster. This is a pretty printable in this pocket and some piano player paper in the back. A little bit of collage, little piece from a book. I love this illustration. More collage. And this is a belly band with lace, and this is just a little illustration from a book. Page from the Sears Roebuck catalog, the new one. This is a piece of a ledger from a notary. Thought that was neat. Some coffee dyed scrapbook paper. In this little envelope, I have some fun cutouts and stamps, things like that. Just fun things to play with. So as I was saying, this is a hollow back spine journal. I think I said that. And it's really neat because the pages lie flat, and I'll show you what I mean. In this envelope, I lined it with some wallpaper, a printable wallpaper and a book page. And then I printed this receipt on this really neat paper. So it's super see-through. Another printable. This is just a fussy cut of a botanical on some music paper. This is a piece of a kid's book, and I just backed it with some notebook paper. Page from a garden book. This little pocket down here. And this page from Pride and Prejudice is a little bit delicate, so I did line it with some masking tape to give it a little more strength. This is a little pocket in here. And in this bag, I have a page from a pilot's log. This is a cookbook page. This is some parchment paper that I glued really pretty printable to. A little collage here and here. And then I added some printables here. Cookbook page. The other side of that bag with a quilt square inside. These make great pockets. And that's it. I left the end blank, so you can do whatever you like with that. That's the side, the top, and the bottom. And as I was saying, this is a hollow back spine. So you can see that the spine is hollow, and what it does, it lets the signatures rise up so that even when it's completely open, it's pretty flat, which is unusual for junk journals, as you know. Now that I've done this way, I don't know that I'll ever be able to go back. So, because that, even in the back, you can see that like there's a good amount of bulk there, and it's still like way open. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions at all, don't hesitate to comment, and I will put all the dimensions on all that good stuff in the description box below. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Bye.